All right, welcome back. 5 to 1 podcast. I'm your host, Audie. I got a special guest with me, a good friend of mine, somebody that I work with Zoe Productions. Him and I come up with a lot of great ideas. We mod the community and do other things as well. You may know him as Cranius Maximus. He has a YouTube channel. I suggest you go and subscribe. He's up and coming into the YouTube game, the YouTube world. A solid 50 subscribers, but we all started somewhere. But I'd like to welcome Josh, aka Cranius Maximus. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Hey, no problem. I wouldn't even go by my YouTube name. Like, I don't even announce that as a thing. I'm not up and coming. I've plateaued. I kind of went up to that point, and I just kind of stayed. I'm not even at 50. So, but
no, we all started somewhere.
Yeah, I'm living my best life anyway.
Yeah, I'm stuck at like 855.
Yeah, who cares?
It's like I gain a subscriber and I lose two, and then I gain another one and I lose two more. I don't know what it is. And I also think that YouTube has what's it called? Shadow banned me.
Oh, shadow ban? Think so?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know why. I haven't done anything illegal.
And you're not very controversial.
Yeah, I'm not anything political, but it just seems like I take 2 steps forward and 5 backwards.
Well, if you get shadow banned, then so should Daryl. I mean, you pretty much the same stuff, and he's annoying. So,
but I don't get it. Like, the channel's going nowhere.
I'm gonna say that's my problem too. Like, YouTube probably shadow banned me, and that's why it's not growing.
There you go.
Shadow ban. So I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, it just sounds more cooler.
Yeah, exactly. Shadow ban.
Shadow ban. I'm shadow banned. No big deal.
Put it on my resume. Shadow banned by YouTube.
Shadow banned. That means you're doing something right.
Exactly.
But no, I think they just it's so stagnant. Like, I put all this effort in it, it just goes nowhere.
Yeah, but you're having a good time, right?
Oh yeah, I mean
You're not doing it for likes and subscriptions, are you?
Well, I think the views. I want my views to go up. That way, it gives me more of a sense of like someone's actually taking the time to watch it. Like, I put all this effort in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
subscribers, I really don't care because I've got a set loyal. I got about a solid 80. I can get a solid 80 reviews, then I know it's the solid 80 subscribers.
I mean, I get the same like couple people comment on mine, so
yeah,
I have a solid like 2. So I'm more.
I say 80, but maybe 4 or 5 comment.
Yeah,
I don't care. I look at it. I look at it as just another tool bag. Well, another tool for the tool bag. Being a social media networking influencer.
Social media whore. Yeah.
I'm a whore.
Yeah,
but anyway, other than YouTube being one of the topics, we're gonna be talking about Dr. Sleep. Now, I had doubts about this movie. I had so much doubts about it. I didn't even go.
So much crap about it when it was like, Dr. Sleep, The Shining is the best movie ever made. Dr. Sleep's gonna suck.
Exactly. I had such negativity towards it. I didn't even go watch the movies, and I didn't have time. And then
I suggested it for Fright Pack, and you're like, no, I don't want to put it in there. Fright Pack, it's gonna suck. No, I'm not.
No. Well, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Since I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I synced it. But I liked it.
I loved it.
Well, here's my thing. I knew it would never live up to its bigger brother, The Shining. I knew it wasn't going to be better than The Shining. Because here's why. Because The Shining has had decades to marinate and become this iconic movie, right?
Sure.
So, yeah. So Doctor Sleep is not just going to come out and be the best freaking movie ever within 4 or 5 months. You know,
Right.
um, that's my outlook
No,
because
you're right.
Mike Flanagan, which wrote it and directed it, like this guy had to please uh not only the Stephen King fans, but he had to bring it to the table and please the Kubrick fans.
Yeah,
So he
because
had
they're
his work cut
completely
out for him.
different things. The book and the movie were completely different, so he kind of had to mix the two of them
Right.
together
Well,
and make sure everyone's
he
happy.
yeah, and he from what I gather, he leaned towards the book because it's one it's one of the movies that actually use title Doctor Sleep. So kudos and blessed off on it or something like
Hmm.
that. Um, so yeah, he had to go along with somewhat of the book. Now I never read the book, but from what I gather and other researches that I've done, um, it leans towards the book a lot. But also he had to, like I said, please the
Yeah.
Kubrick fans and bring that
Well, I
side of
mean, he
it
had
to
to.
the
I think
table too. So
it's kind of weird
I
because
think
he
he had his
had
work
so
cut out.
this is the book Doctor Sleep. So I haven't read the book yet. I read The Shining, but not the Doctor Sleep. So he had to kind of go by the book, which the book was a direct sequel of The Shining book, but not The Shining movie. So by making the Doctor Sleep movie, he was kind of focusing on the book, but also had to focus on the Shining movie at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of he had to kind of balance,
Yeah,
like you're saying, he had to balance
right.
both
That's
because he's taking it from the book. That's a direct sequel to the book, but the Shining book isn't like the Shining movie. But he had to mix it together to please both groups, which
right.
is pretty difficult. Yeah,
It's hard, and he killed it. Like I
yeah.
fucking love this
Unlike
movie
another guy who just decided to
since I
just go
watched
make
it.
his own movie and call it The Shining.
Well, first of all, you're not gonna cuss Kubrick like that. All right, that dude is a genius, and if he was alive today, he would be leading in the horror genre of movies because he was only getting
What?
better as he
Well, that's. I mean,
progressed in
how many
life.
horror movies did he
Dude,
make? One.
don't even,
He made one.
dude. It ain't so much just the horror; it's his
Uh,
movies in general. Like he made The Shining and killed. Now,
Terrible movie.
2001. That was that was that was
It
somewhat of
was
a sci-fi
terrible.
horror movie.
So boring.
Uh,
So
oh my god, if I could come through this
so
microphone, I'd
boring.
punch you right in the fucking
I
face.
hated it so much. I
Oh
also
my
hated Clockwork
god,
Orange.
dude, that movie was. See, with Kubrick, you had to you had to look at it from every perspective, just like he made his movies, like his his editing, his takes on scenes, his writing. Um, he killed it. Like he was just good in all angles. He wasn't just focused in one little, oh, we're gonna shoot this, but this guy's gonna do this. He did it all.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
I'm not like,
I
I'm
think he
not
brought it together.
sullying his talent as a director because he's very meticulous and had everything exactly how he wanted it and perfect. I just personally didn't really like his movies. I liked the Full Metal Jacket. That was a good movie.
Well, of course you did. I think I think
Half.
everybody liked the first
Yeah, exactly.
45 minutes of
The
that
rest of it
movie.
was eh. And I liked
Oh, come on. Like the second half was the better half.
what? I mean,
I
the second
loved it.
half is fine. The second half was
Dude,
good, but the
the
first
second
half is
half of
the
that
good
movie
half.
was amazing. Well, yeah, because you had
It was
basic
like two
training
completely
and
different movies.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was. But like any good director or writer, he's gonna build
Right.
characters first and then he's gonna sell it to the rest. Just like going back to Mike Flanagan, he that movie is like
Yeah,
two and
I
a half
found that out
hours
last night.
long.
I watched the director's cut, and it's
So
3 hours.
yeah, so it's a good. How can I put this? It's he sold you the characters first. He brought you Danny, which Dan Torrance is in
Yeah,
the movie. It's Dan. I was kind of triggered about that. I was like,
he's
I
just
just call
an
him Danny.
adult.
But anyway,
All the adults Danny.
yeah, but still, I thought it was cool. But he went into each character. He showed you each character's struggles, problems. The little girl, um,
Abra.
that has the gift, the shining. You know, uh, he painted the picture for each character. Even Rose the Hat and her little True Knot
Mm-hmm.
gang, or whatever. You know, uh, which maybe you can help me out with this since we're on the topic. So I've
Mm-hmm.
watched this movie twice, and I'm still I don't know. It's harder for me to put things together sometimes, but I feel so. Rose and the True Knots, I felt like this is my outlook. They were like vampires that suck the shine out of these people who had these special abilities to do this kind of stuff. I feel like that was their enemy was the True
Yeah, because
Knots.
that's the only people they
You
went
know what I'm
after were
saying?
people with
Like
the shine. Yeah.
was the people with the shine, right? And basically they're
Well, I
gods
think
or
that
something.
I think you
Like
had it right. I think that's basically what they are,
they're
is like vampires that feed off of that, and it makes them have like super long life.
right. And the more they eat, the longer they live. She mentions that in
Eat
the
good, live
movie
long,
that
whatever.
if you yeah, eat good, live long. Um and
Well,
apparently
yeah,
she's been around
the
for
one guy,
years or
like
something like
what do
that.
they
But
call him, Grandpa,
I think
whatever his name was. Like she was when he was dying.
yeah,
She was saying like you've seen empires fall, like talking about Rome and stuff. And so he's been around like for thousands of years.
right.
Yeah,
Right, and I caught that too. So these people have been sucking on the people who could shine for
right.
many a decades and years. But my thing is, let's take it back to the
Hmm.
hotel. All those ghosts that Danny put away with his abilities in the treasure chest
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck they were. They come out of nowhere and suck
So
Rose the Hat
so
and
they
eat
were the
her.
same thing as them,
So
right? Is that what I'm gathering? Is that what I got?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to paint the picture. Like, are they like? Because I know Rose mentioned I'm not the only one. You know, when I believe it was the scene where they're in the maze, and she's like,
No, I think it was
I'm
when
not
they're
the
in
only
the
one, or something like that.
typewriter room. I think she said something about it not being the only one. I think so. I can't remember, but yeah,
Was it? Oh, yeah, I thought it was the
you
maze.
might be right.
Um, yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but yeah. So I
Well,
was
but then
like,
they kind of like it was. I mean,
okay, so
I guess you're right. It's kind of like they kept on saying like the hotel was dangerous for people like them. So I guess I I mean like you're saying like there so all those ghosts that were in there had the shine. I mean I don't know. That's kind of weird. I guess now that I think of it.
right,
Does that mean his dad had it too?
yeah. So and that's where I was kind of confused. Um, what were they locked away in the house? Were they just not coming out? I know Danny locked them away in the treasure chest.
Well, I don't think they were locked away because
Um, they ended up,
the bathtub lady, she was in the house where Danny was.
yeah. But remember when? she held him down, and she was like, "And they're hungry too," and they
Yeah.
just show up. How she's like sucking his shine, and they're in the and it cuts the scene with the treasure chest, and they're like
Hmm.
trying to bust out, and then they just show
Yeah.
up,
Well, I mean, they're locked in his head, basically.
hovering. Right, and he unlocked them because that goes back to Dick Halloran when he was like, "Oh, this is my last time. I see that you've, squared away this, but then this little young girl's in trouble,
Mhm.
you know." Um, and I know the little girl was locking the monsters up because she went into
At
the
the end.
bathroom
Yeah.
towards the end of the movie. Yeah, and I know she did that because she went in there to lock that that
Hmm.
demon or whatever. Um, yeah, so that's what I was getting out of it because Danny went into the bathroom as well.
I think he taught her how to do
When it
that.
showed him as a
That's what
kid.
I'm gathering. Because he was kind of around, after he died. So I think to me, he
Right,
probably
right,
taught her how
because
to do
he
that.
was like kind of like Dick. Right, because he was like the Dick Halloran, like, "Hey, I'm gonna come up every
Yeah,
once in a
because
while
that's
and tell
exactly
you."
what Dick Halloran did
Um,
for him.
right. So I tried watching it twice. I think I've somewhat
That's what's
pieced it
kind of like,
together,
I
but
mean, even in The Shining,
um,
like the book makes it very clear what they are. And, I mean, it doesn't say they're vampires or whatever, but it makes it very clear that they are like ghosts and they are actual things in the hotel. I don't think the movie really, uh, the Shining movie really made that clear. Like they kind of left it like, well, were they actually there or was he just crazy? You know what I mean?
right. Well, yeah, and I think that goes back to Kubrick's way of doing things because the The Shining, Kubrick's movie, he meant to leave that movie like that. He meant to leave it open for interpretation. Uh, he meant to keep your mind going because, and that's why I fell in love with that movie because every time I watched it, it was like something was
Yeah, but in
different.
a way, when in that way,
Um,
doesn't Doctor Sleep kind of shit all over that then?
so I don't think it shits on it. I think it paints more of some of the answers that Kubrick left open, kind of like Stephen King's Pet Cemetery, and then the reboot. The reboot kind of explained more of the Wendigo, and it gave the demon
Well,
more of a character, opposed to the
yeah.
first one. The first one just you just bury your dead,
Well,
and
that
how your
was, I mean,
Indian
that
burial ground they
like
come back
getting
and
off
kill you.
topic a little bit. I was because I read Pet Cemetery, the book too, and the book was way better than the original movie because there was like a whole part in there where they kind of talk about the Wendigo, like that whole scene. Like they kind of touched on the new one when
Yeah,
they're walking and there was something in the woods. Like they kind of touch on it, but in the book, that
right.
like that's the creepiest part of the book is that part, and they kind of didn't really talk about it that much in either one.
Yeah.
So that kind of annoyed me.
Huh. So I guess I need to start
Yeah,
reading these damn books.
you do.
Start reading these
I
books when
didn't.
I go to
I
bed
don't
at
even.
night.
I've never seen you read a book.
But yeah, I don't. Man, I barely spell and
Just have a
do
Whitney read them
math,
to
let
you.
alone read a book. I'm gonna buy the
Read this
audio
book for me,
book and
baby.
just listen to it at night. Yeah, read this to me. Make me go to sleep. But no, but going back to Kubrick's, I think he did that on purpose, and obviously King didn't like Kubrick, and maybe that's why I like Kubrick so much because he pissed off King. Don't get me wrong, King has done some awesome work. He did some good well, not movies, but he did some
Hmm.
good books that inspired movies. Um, but I think I was more
Well,
happy that Kubrick Kubrick's version, and on top of that, it
well,
pissed
yeah.
King off.
Especially, I mean, I don't like Stephen King very much as a person.
Yeah, I don't really like him either. I think he's arrogant, and I think he thinks he's God's gift
Homeboy has
to
written a
horror,
good
and
book
and he's
since
liberal.
his accident. and that's a fact. Unless Doctor Sleep might have came out after his accident, but since his accident in was it 99, 2000, somewhere around there, he is not. You
Yeah,
look at
yeah, I forgot all about
I've
that.
looked at his like chronological order of his books, and you could just see a drop off after that. Like it just
Yeah, I've never studied that part of it, but
yeah, because I mean
I believe it.
all the ones that are
Because then
coming
you
out are
look at
all like all his old things,
yeah, yeah, because nobody wants to recreate
Yeah,
shit
basically.
after the accident. But I follow him on Twitter, and he's just so political. It
He's
it,
one of the bad
it went
ones
to
as far
his
as that
head,
goes.
and yeah, he lets people know, and it's just like, dude, like,
I mean, you can be
who cares?
political
Like,
and
just move
be,
on.
respectful, and
But
I don't think he is at all. I think he's just really
yeah,
rude. And, yeah,
no, he says some god awful things. Um, I have some very left friends, uh, and we
exactly.
can
Yeah,
have good conversation just as long as we have our differences, and
you're still
at the end
friends.
of
Who
the day,
cares?
it's hope to
Yeah,
yeah. But I feel like King would be one of those ones that if you have a
exactly.
disagreement with, he's gonna
Yeah.
shun the non-believers.
I mean, like you said, though, I mean, he's written
You know what I
some
mean?
legendary books, and he was some really good horror back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean he has
Yeah,
paved the way for a lot.
yeah.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But maybe that's why I like Kubrick so much, because he shit on his book and did it the way he wanted to do it, and it became one of the top masterpieces of horror. It's got a 8.4 out of 10 on IDB. Like, that says a lot for a horror movie to get
Yeah,
an
usually, you could assume
8.4
if
out
it's
of a
above a
10.
6, it's like, wow, it must be a pretty good horror movie.
That's what. Yeah. Oh, it's a
It
horror
must be
movie.
really
Oh, it's
good.
above a 6. Oh,
Yeah, that's the other thing
IMDb.
is you have to worry if a
Yeah.
lot of time now
Uh.
if a quote horror movie has a high score, then I'm like a little leery about it, like the new ones, because like I bet this is going to be artsy fartsy garbage like The Witch or The Babadook or Hereditary, movies like that I couldn't stand them, or The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's horror,
Well,
but it's terrible.
the Doctor Sleep
See,
has a
that's really high
7.4
for a
out of
horror
10,
movie. Yeah,
and that is really high. And you know what though, IMDb is so. I hate and I like IMDb because they're
hmm
very resourceful, but at the same time they're very
you think
biased. I'm sure.
IMDb is? I don't know.
Um,
I think
yeah,
IMDb is more accurate than like Rotten Tomatoes.
no, it's accurate, but I feel I just don't. I feel like they're not giving it. It's all, and then maybe it's coming from the horror
I've
junkie
noticed a
side of me.
couple of the movies that you like
Um,
are like 3.4. It's like, ooh, geez.
so let me do a search real quick. I'm on IMDb right now, and let's look up
I'll
what
look up
basket
High on the Hog
case.
for you.
Oh, you can't see, and you can't an indie
3.6.
film. You might as well just you. But an indie film, you don't even go to IMDb for that, because IMDb is going to shit
Okay, I'll think
on
of a
every
non-indie
indie
film that you
film.
really, really like.
I'm gonna look up Basket Case. That
Not
that
an indie
movie's been
film.
around for years, and it should have enough time to marinate.
Oh, I know. I know what I'll look
Let's
up.
see what we got here.
Let's see here. Let's see what the score.
Let's see.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, 4.9.
All right.
4.9.
What is it? Hey, that's pretty high.
Stop.
That's pretty high.
It's right in the middle.
What's
I thought you were
Basket
looking.
Case at? Well, I can't get
Basket
this damn thing to
case.
pull up. I'm gonna say basket case is probably gonna be like a 2.5,
Nope, you're
give
wrong.
or take.
No, 6.2.
Lower?
Yeah,
No way. Yeah, but bro, basket case has been that movie was made in like freaking
82.
19 what
82.
81?
Yeah,
Yeah, 81, 82, something like that. Yeah. That movie's had plenty of
I mean
time
that's
to
not a bad
marinate,
score.
you know? And I've been trying to get that thing in a box for a while now. JR keeps shitting
Well,
on
JR hasn't seen anything.
me. It's gonna
All you have
happen.
to
We're
do
gonna
is
get
say
basket case in a
basket
box.
case, and he'll say, "Oh, okay." I think you'll get it.
No. He said oh, so cringy. he
The
watched
trailer.
the
Well, you can't
the
watch
trailer. I was
even
like,
like
oh,
trailers for good movies from that back then were terrible. Like just the trailers were just bad.
oh yeah.
It's like some guy talking through the whole thing, and
I think they were.
it's just,
It's like, let's see if I can do it.
imagine a world.
Let me see. It's like this. 1981 basket case. The story of two conjoined twins. You know what I mean? Like, all you'd have to do is just have some announcer and kill
They
it. It's
talk
like,
through the
oh
whole
man, I
thing, and then
really
they
want to
have
see
like
that
random
movie.
scenes of the movie. Like, what the hell's going on? What is this movie?
Yeah, like it
Just
doesn't
like
paint
random
any
scenes from
picture.
the movie. Imagine a world where two conjoined twins.
Imagine two brothers.
Oh goodness! I should probably watch it. That doesn't work.
Imagine a world.
This podcast is going off the rails. Well, we got
Thank you,
an Audie.
thank you. But anyway, we'll get back on topic.
This is
Let's
exactly
get
what
back
I
on.
thought.
Let's focus.
I think we're
What
talking
were we
about
talking about?
horror movies and being scores and
So back on track. Back on track with Dr. Sleep. So I'm gonna tell you this. So I like horror movies is changing, but I think you got the diehard horror fans that make it hard for horror movies.
absolutely they
You know what I
do.
mean? Because
Like I
like
think we need
like,
Halloween.
and I know you're the stupid
No, I
horror
don't like
nerds, but
I don't like the horror dorks, what I call them. The ones that always insist on everything being Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Child's Play. It's like the ones that everybody always
right.
wants, and that's
So
why they keep making them over and over.
the norm, right? And I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with you 100%. Nightmare on Elm Street is the most overrated horror film. Halloween is the most overrated horror film. Texas Chainsaw, because they're all watered down. That's all
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like now. Don't get me wrong. There are some horror fans that are like low key, all about the underground indie
Like you.
horror films. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. They hate all this modern horror going back to Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Nightmare on Elm Street. You take them that are like, oh, Slumber
Yeah.
Party Massacre or Dead Alive or Frankenhooker, you know, the lower end, low budget indie films, like
Yeah, but that's what you like.
they're die hard. But they're see, I like
You
both.
do like, yeah, I give you credit.
Don't
You
get me
like
wrong. I'm
like some
big
of
on
the
the indie.
AAA titles and stuff. So
Yeah, I try to be well rounded. I don't want to stick to this. Now, I do lean a lot towards the indie films because uh, I feel like more passion goes into them than your mainstream.
No, I can see that.
That's just me. I feel like, yeah, I feel like the popular ones like Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, it's one of the movies with uh, Robert England. It's like, oh man, it's the shittiest Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's Nightmare on Elm Street. We'll we'll just we'll make a shitty movie, throw that name on it, throw Robert in there, and people will
Yeah.
love it. Opposed to an indie film where people were like busting their ass to get the funds, get the editors, get the producers, directors, and writers to to put together a film that
Well,
has so
and also
much
their original
passion and
ideas, like when you keep rehashing
love.
Friday the 13th, it's like, how many do you need to make to
Yeah, it's like,
round this story out? Like, come on. The same movie 10
yeah,
times.
it's like, oh, another killer in your
Yeah,
dreams.
I agree.
You know?
And then to that
Yeah.
angle,
So
I mean, did you see the new Child's Play movie? So that
no, I
got
didn't.
both like loved and shit on, but it got shit on by the fans of the original one because they went a different direction with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem is they try and go a different direction with something with that name, and then everybody hates it. It's like you just want the same idea. Oh, they'll shit on it if it's the same as the original one, or if it's a different direction. So like, there's literally no way to win when you make a new horror movie with that title. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good because it went a different direction and it
No,
worked.
you're right. Yeah. Well, that and it was more up to times. From what I gather, it was uh like
Yeah,
Bluetooth
they
and
made it
Wi-Fi
more
shit or
applicable
something
to
like that.
now.
More,
Yeah,
more modern than yeah. And you got to be open minded
right.
about that. And when I watched Doctor Sleep, I honestly went in it with an open mind. Now I knew Mike Flanagan did it, and to be honest, I truly enjoy him. I
I have
enjoy
to look and
his
see what else
cast.
he
I
did.
like
I didn't look.
he he put together a solid cast
Yeah, the what's
for
her name?
Doctor Sleep,
Rose the Hat. She was
and
smoking hot.
yeah, any movie, especially a horror movie that can introduce a character that you just absolutely fucking hate, then you're
She
doing your job. It's not, oh, I hate him or I hate her because he's a shitty actor. I couldn't stand her in that movie because as her character developed, I couldn't stand her. Like, I fucking hated
no,
her.
yeah,
Does that
I
make
get
any
what you mean.
sense?
That means you do a good job.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the director, writer, which writer, director, he did them both in this movie. Um, he did a good job. If I can hate a character with passion in a movie, then you're doing something right. And throughout the whole movie, so I have a soft
I'm
spot
sure
for
you love
children. You
that
know
scene
this.
with the
Like,
baseball kid.
I'm very protective. Oh,
Yeah,
bro, dude. So first of all, let's take it back to the beginning. The little
yeah.
girl in the camp that fucking triggered me. From that point on, I hated her, and she just got worse. Um, because she grabbed the little girl up, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
this bitch. You know what I mean? I was pissed. And then till this movie today, to this day, and I'm not saying this because we're talking about it on a podcast, but has to be one of the top brutalest killings. Like, I got goosebumps and my hair stood
With
up
the
on the back of
kid.
my neck when they killed the baseball boy, the
Yeah, and
baseball
I
kid.
suppose kind of from.
That
You and
that
I
was
are
fucking.
watching it different. You have kids. I don't have any kids, but I mean, I could see like it was tough to watch, and they usually don't show that kind of stuff in movies anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and they don't.
credit to him for like giving him
And
credit to.
and when they did, it brought it.
I give him credit for like pushing the envelope as far as that goes.
Right. And Mike did a good job. I
Yeah,
knew it was a movie, but at the end of the day, it's just a movie. But I was passion in it. I was putting my mind into it, and they showed that scene, and I was like, "Son of
Mm.
a bitch!" Like
Yeah, I can't even
that is
think of any,
brutal. You know.
like, I guess, mainstream type horror movies that do that, have that.
Well, well, that came close to it
Yeah,
was
with
It,
Georgie.
the new It, when
Yeah, that
the
was
Georgie's arm. I was like, "Oh my
yeah,
god!" It is horrible, horrible CGI,
it
but
really was. They, like could have did better.
horrible. Yeah, horrible CGI moment, but it was a little kid. I
Yeah,
was like, "Ugh, fuck
yeah,
Pennywise," you
but
know.
yeah. I guess you're right. I mean, that's the only movie I can't think of any where they kill kids, or they show it.
Yeah, I can't either. Right, like deliberately, like the kid in Doctor Sleep
Yeah,
was suffering. You know what I mean? And that's what
yeah.
got me. I was like, ugh, like should I turn this off? Take a breather? I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep going.
I've seen worse, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's there's several horror movies that like some of the
I
wrong
can't.
turns and the hills
There's some
have
movies
eyes
that
have
I
some
can
scenes that
I can watch a
yeah,
lot of stuff. I can't see.
and I
Yeah,
spit on
I
your
see those.
grave.
I can watch those. The one I refuse to watch though, for some reason,
Ugh.
is Human Centipede. I can't. I can't do it. I
Oh, that
can't.
one's
It was
horrible.
something. I don't. I know it sounds stupid, but I don't like horror movies. I mean, this is most horror movies, but I don't like it when they end like where it makes me feel like gross. You know what I mean? Like I like a happy ending.
Yeah.
I mean, The Shining had
Oh
a
my
happy ending.
god. I know it would
Do
have
you know
been
how the
better
book
if it
ended?
didn't.
Do you want me to tell you?
No.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
in the
sure.
book, Halloran comes up there, like in the movie, and he actually saves them.
Yeah.
Wendy and
Yeah. I heard
Danny.
he.
He gets them out on the little tractor car thing. So he saves them, and then uh,
Yeah.
um, brain fart, Jack Nicholson. Um, yeah, Jack. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's pretty easy
Jack
to remember.
Torrance.
He dies
Yeah.
because they kind of focus on the fact that he needs to check the boiler all the time to set it, or else it'll blow up
Right.
like it did in Doctor Sleep. Um, and that's how he dies. He
Yeah.
doesn't set it, and he's in there. And he goes in there to fix it or whatever, and then he blows up in the yeah.
Blows up. Yeah. So you see a lot of that in Doctor
Yeah,
Sleep. See,
he
he
touches
brings it
on it with
back.
the yeah.
You know, Danny, Danny, Danny dies like his daddy should have
Right.
died in the first one. Um, the
Mm-hmm.
hotel actually burns down. Um, and that's what I liked about Doctor Sleep. We'll bring it back to Doctor Sleep is how the first the first I don't know 2 hours maybe, 2.5 hours. He builds these characters and then they homage back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I felt
That
like
was
they
that
were
was
doing
genius.
homages to
I
The
loved it.
Shining through the whole movie with the heartbeat. Like the heartbeat, isn't that in The Shining?
No,
Like towards the end, I could have swore that
no,
heartbeat was in The Shining.
they you're talking about the
Yeah, like
musical
the
conduct, like
background throughout Doctor Sleep is
the
always that
musical parts.
that's in The Shining.
Yeah. But come
No,
on,
I know, and I thought that
you
was really
got to,
cool. I
man.
like that they put that back to The Shining.
Yeah, you got to reel the
Yeah,
audience
I
in.
mean the song at the beginning was The
Mike
Shining one,
Mike Flanagan did an awesome job.
wasn't it? The song at the beginning was it?
Yeah.
Brr, 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 brr.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on the
well, I was
intro of
hoping you
this
would,
podcast.
and then you
Yeah.
could have a
Why
heartbeat going
not?
through the whole conversation.
But
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
as you're talking, I'm just gonna be like,
And that would just be weird. So don't do that. No,
oh, you don't want me to do that? Okay. I'm just trying to save some edit time.
I was looking at some of the
uh,
trivia or whatever, and did you know Danny Lloyd was in it? Yeah,
it was a
that's
spectator.
the fact. I was like, oh, Danny Lloyd was in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Just
Yeah.
little things like that.
I liked, yeah, and I liked how they brought back the
How
bar
did you
scene.
think? What did you think about
Um,
the guy playing Jack? Yeah,
honestly, like I said, I went in with an open mind.
you
I
know who
think
that
they did a
was?
good job. I think
It was Henry Thomas.
who was it?
Yeah, from
Was it?
Haunting of Hill House.
I knew he
The
looked
dad,
familiar.
and then
Yeah, I knew
Elliot
he
on
looked
ET.
familiar. I was like, no, that
Yeah,
was. Oh
I
my
didn't know it
god, I
either
didn't
the
even know
first
that.
time, but then I found out after I saw it the first time. Then you watch it the second time, and then you think of him, and then it's like, oh yeah, it is him. You can tell.
Yeah, see, I didn't even do the research afterwards. I
Hmm.
was, you know, um,
Yeah.
wow, I didn't even know that.
Apparently, he had to like shave his head and wear a
Yeah,
wig for the to get the hairline
well,
right.
wig. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, then I thought Wendy, they did a pretty
Well,
good job with her too, and
no, I
Halloran too.
agree. I think
He was. I actually
and
had to
Dick
look it up. I
Halloran.
was like, is that the
Oh, they
same
killed
guy?
it. How'd they do this? Well, I know
Yeah, that's what I
Scatman
was like. I
died.
thought he died.
I think. Yeah, yeah, he died not too long after that
Yeah, they
movie. I
did a
believe,
really good job
like
with
maybe
that
10.
part of it.
No, yeah, they did. And you have to if they're going to be an homage to those, um, you got to have an open mind because they're not
Well, I
going to
actually
get
read that they
Jack
thought
Nicholson
about
like half like
getting Jack Nicholson and doing like the de aging, but Jack Nicholson didn't want to do it because he felt like him being there would have been a like people would have been focusing too much on him being there. He didn't want to take away from the movie, and the director thought that the de aging wouldn't have worked because you'd have to de age him quite a bit. And a lot of people, because they're talking about how they did it with in Star Wars, they got a character that had died or a person that had died, and they put him in the movie, and people thought it was distracting with that kind of digital like fixing their
yeah,
face.
kind of like the 17th movie of Fast and Furious or
I'm
something
talking
like
about
that.
Fast and the Furious. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so they did think about it, but then they decided against it.
uh,
Just get somebody that could kind of be like him.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I respect that. You know, I didn't expect any of returning characters because hell, the only characters that could return would be Jack Nicholson, um, Danny Lloyd, Shelley Duvall, and uh, Leah Beldam. I think that's the only four that's left out of
Oh, the
that whole
Burns
cast
sisters.
from The Shining, and the Burns twins,
Who's
and the
the other
twins. I'm
girl?
sorry. So yeah,
Oh, is she the
Leah Beldam.
the bathtub girl?
She's the
And, yeah, she was hot.
yeah, yeah, I, yeah. That's
It's literally from
the only
the
I
main
believe
characters, I
living.
guess. Oh, wasn't
Yeah, I mean, don't quote me,
Lloyd
but
alive still? Yeah,
oh yeah, Joseph Turkel. Yeah, but anyway, that you take 7 or 8 people, you can't bring them back. They're all
yeah. The only
super
thing you do is like
old,
with
you
Annie, where
know.
they put him kind of
Um,
in the movie, but not as anything.
right. I, and I think he did a good job on that. Just um, open mindedly, like
Did
yeah,
you
that
recognize
I
him?
get it. Like I'm not gonna
Did you know that was Danny Lloyd sitting
who
there? Because I wouldn't have recognized him. Or did you find that out after the fact?
no. I
Oh,
I
okay.
found
So you
that
didn't like
before.
watching like, hey, that's Danny Lloyd.
'Cause I
Okay.
read no, I read prior to when the movie first came out. It wasn't me looking, because I got a bunch of horror groups on uh Facebook, and my feed is Zombie horror and a couple of family and some military friends. That's
Yeah.
basically what my feed consists of. And I remember seeing something about, oh, Danny Lloyd returns to Dr. Sleep, blah. And then you read. It's almost clickbait. You read all this paragraph, and the ad is
Mm.
trying to send you over to buy shit, and you keep clicking X. And then towards the end, it said, "Oh,
He's
he's
in
a
it for 2
spectator in
seconds.
the movie." I was like, "Son of a bitch!" Yeah, I was like,
That is
"Well,
literally
damn."
clickbait.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I know. And when I watched it the other night, I was like, "Where the fuck is he at?" you know,
Like I
I
said, I
just know
wouldn't
he's a
even know him from
spectator
if you walked
somewhere.
in the room. I mean, I know Danny Lloyd is, but I wouldn't
Yeah, I
know
don't.
him. You know, another
Right.
what?
So what
It's
part of the
the
movie is he in?
baseball game. Yeah,
Is it the baseball?
he's
Yeah,
listed in the credits as spectator.
yeah, yeah, I whatever. Didn't see it.
Some other things I found were okay. What is it? Okay, you know the doctor, the one that is like the head of the AA meeting. He tells him where his watch is or
yeah.
whatever. Um, the room that Danny interviewed with him for the position of the orderly, whatever he did, that it was the same
Oh, I caught that.
office, right
Oh
down to
yeah,
the paint color
I
and the
was
little
laying there.
American.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep. Everything. I saw it. No, I got goosebumps because Brittany was half asleep and she's in and out, and they show that scene, and I'm like waking her up. It's like, babe, look,
Same room.
look. Oh my god. No, for real. I was like, oh my god, babe. And she's like, yeah.
And you're just so
And
happy
that,
with yourself. You're like,
that, oh, I was tickled pink. I was like, oh my god,
even me,
I
and
see it.
I'm not a
Um,
massive Shining fan like you. Even I was like, this looks kind of familiar, like that room. Like even I like thought it was so familiar.
oh yeah, I caught that shit. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yep,
Another thing
I
that I
know
thought
that.
was this was kind of crazy. The sound of Dan's car driving onto the bridge in the woods on his way to the shootout is actually the sound of little Danny's trike on the tile in the halls of the Overlook. How crazy is that?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy. I didn't even know that.
Among the destinations listed on the monitor, I don't know what monitor. I'm assuming maybe a computer monitor or something. Are Jerusalem's Lot and Castle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. Like if you read
Hmm.
any Stephen King books, a lot of them they'll talk about other books that he did, I guess. Like they'll mention
Yeah.
Jerusalem's Lot, or in one they mentioned a dog attack in whatever, rabid dog. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
And that
Cujo or
one of his newer ones,
yeah.
I made a series out of it, 1963 or whatever it's called, 1962, whatever it's called. In
Yeah.
the book, at one point, he goes. Well, the whole point of the thing is he goes through a portal and he goes back in time, basically. And in the book, he
Mm-hmm.
goes back in time to the 50s, I think. When was it? It was the 50s, right? The original one was 50s. Yeah. So he goes
Yeah.
back to the
I believe so.
50s, and he actually goes to Derry, and he meets Bev and um, what's the main kid's name? Yeah, brain fart.
I drew a
But yeah,
blank.
he meets them in the book. So, and they're talking, and they even that there's a kind of a mention of Pennywise in that book. So I kind of like how they do that. Kind of touch back on all other ones.
Yeah. Well, I seen what they did in the new Pet Cemetery. How she's stuck in traffic
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
says Derry like
yeah,
20 miles.
yeah. I did.
Did you catch that? Yeah. Yeah. And it was something else that movie paid tribute to another
Yeah, he
kid
always
movie. I
does
can't
that.
remember. I don't know. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty cool. I'll have to go back and watch those scenes and listen carefully and
Yeah, I'm just
um,
curious what monitor they're talking about.
look
Like I was
for.
trying to think of at any point what they're when there's like a monitor of some
I don't know.
sort. But yeah, Castle Rock is the TV show that's on Hulu. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I saw
Oh,
it?
I watched the first
No.
season. It was
Yeah.
eh. I mean, I think
Any
I
good?
expected because Bill Skarsgård's in it. I expected something with Pennywise to happen, but it doesn't. No. But the
Nothing
second
yet.
season is supposed to be something with Misery, so I don't know. Yeah, that
Such a
was,
classic.
yeah, I've watched Misery.
Have you ever
I've seen
watched Misery?
pretty much every
Oh man,
Stephen King movie.
Stephen
I
King.
think. I think I've seen everything. Yeah, I think I've seen every single
Misery
one.
was a good
I've read a lot of his books and everything. So
movie. Misery was like a 1990. That movie came
yeah,
out in like
Kathy
1990.
Bates.
Oh, Kathy Bates. Ah, man, she. Every time I see
Don't
her,
break my
I'm like,
legs.
okay, it's either it's either Misery or
Waterboy.
Waterboy.
See, and I think of Misery or The Office. She's in The Office.
Yeah, she's in
American
another one
Horror
too.
Story.
Here's another movie where I'm like, ugh,
She's in a few seasons of American Horror
what was
Story.
it? Yeah, yeah. I knew she was in that, but yeah, this foosballs for the devil. I was like, bitch, I seen you in Misery. But yeah, I'm gonna probably say Doctor Sleep is
Really?
probably up there with The Shining. I liked it, but yeah, it's high on my book, and it's because it pays so much homage to The Shining, and it gives The Shining its due. You know, I liked it because he didn't
Right. Yeah.
forget.
What's kind of weird
You
is it
know
actually made me
where it all came from.
like The Shining more, if that makes any sense. Because you know how I felt
Right.
about The Shining.
No, it does. I could see a non-believer
Yeah,
watching
because you
that
know
and be
how I
like,
felt
oh,
about The
okay,
Shining.
yeah, The Shining's good.
And I told you that
No,
I
I
am
know,
slowly warming to The
but
Shining.
it did build somewhat of a foundation to kind of connect you to um,
I think you can definitely like
the
one
original.
and not like the other, though, because they're two very completely different movies.
Oh yeah, you you, you could probably watch Doctor Sleep and probably and enjoy it, and you probably won't even have to
Yeah,
watch The Shining.
you just wouldn't catch the
That's my outlook. That's how good it
stuff,
is.
like the same like as he's driving up, it's the same shot,
Right.
like going up the hill.
Yeah, the same shot up the mountain and the music and then even in Doctor Sleep they're talking about, the actual events that happened when he was a kid.
But
You
you
would
could
miss
still
that
enjoy the
part, but
movie and it
as a
like
whole,
perfectly fine.
you could yeah, you could
I'm sure
still
that was
enjoy that movie.
he
There's
probably did that on purpose.
and that's a good well, yeah. I mean, he had to please both. I feel like he had to please three audiences: the King audience, the Kubrick audience, and then the horror uh,
Yeah,
genre
that's the
audience as
hardest
a
one to please,
whole.
I think.
You know, well, it is, and that's the problem is most of these
Horror
horror
dorks.
nerds are it's not scary enough. And it's like a horror movie to me can be a movie about someone's struggle and personal demons in life and some of the things they come across, some of the decisions they make in life, all put into a movie and have a super shitty ending.
Yeah,
That's a
I
fucking
think my
horror movie.
biggest issue, we've talked about this with The Shining, is that they call it the scariest movie of all time. It is not the scariest movie of all time, nor is it even scary. I don't think it's scary at all. It's a well done movie, but it's
But yeah,
not
but see,
scary.
you're right, and you're falling into
I'm saying you could call it the
that.
best
What I was
horror
trying to
movie
say,
of all time. You could
that
call it
stigma.
that, but I don't think you can call it the scariest movie of all time. There's two different. I
Well,
think that's
no,
two
different
different things.
things.
Like you were saying,
I don't think
like you
I've
can make a
ever.
horror movie that's not scary.
Yeah, right, and I don't. To me, I don't think Kubrick's intentions was for that movie to be scary. I think his intentions was for it to be uh, horror. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the horror within itself was an alcoholic father that abused his child, um, talked down on his wife, uh, was really childish
Yeah.
in his ways. Um, you know that's horror. That's real. That's some real horror shit. That's not jump scare. It's not the scariest. You know, we're not talking about the new It movie with jump scares and bad
Oh, it's we're not
CGI.
gonna we're not gonna
You know,
shame it right now.
if
I think
oh, that'll be
I
another
think one thing you can
podcast.
do to like, is this a horror movie? Is take yourself and put yourself in that movie, in that position, and think of how you would feel in that situation.
Right,
And if you're scared shitless, then it's a
right.
horror movie. Because yeah, I mean, if you put yourself in Shelley Duvall's spot in that movie, like that's scary, being locked in a hotel with a crazy drunk guy. Yeah. So
Right. That's
yeah,
trying to eventually kill you. You know. So yeah, but I think the audience of horror fans in general, um, it's very there's a lot of variety. Like you got the ones that are strictly for the jump scares, then you got the ones
yeah,
that are strictly for the gore, then you got the ones that are strictly for a good solid story that doesn't end well.
yeah. I think
Um,
horror
you
fans,
know,
comic book fans, and anime are the three hardest groups to like satiate. Like, there's no way you're gonna make them all happy,
yeah,
and there's half are gonna love it and half are gonna hate it, and that's just the way it is. Like, you can only try your best to please them because I
no,
mean, you
that's
like
true.
movies like The Conjuring. I love The Conjuring movies in that, like, that universe. Get like the old school horror fans are like
Yeah,
going to say that's shit, it's terrible, stupid, and I think it's great. So I mean,
right.
in the end, it's art, it's subjective. So yeah,
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. Um, it's and that goes back to the reason why I like indie films. Um, it just seems like there's more passion uh, put into it. It's not a big budget. It's not cheap. Well, it's cheap, but it's not
did you do your
lazy
podcast on that
CGI.
yet, or because I
Um,
know you were talking about it? Yeah,
what CGI?
yeah, I remember you
I
talked
touched
mentioned
it
it,
in
and
my
I think you
first.
said you wanted to do a
Uh,
whole thing on it and how it ate CGI.
yeah, I I didn't really go in
There wasn't
a
that
lot of
much of
depth
this,
with it,
was there? Well, there was quite
but
a
I
bit
did
of Doctor Sleep,
stress.
I guess, but nothing like overdone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it wasn't it right. The movie wasn't the movie wasn't based off of trying to uh what's the word? I don't think his intentions was it for it to be
Well, I think
jump
CGI
scare.
is good as a
You know.
like what's the word? Like you need it, but you don't want to
Oh yeah.
like use it as a crutch. Like, use it to what you need for
No,
it
no,
to
no. I
be. Like, some things you have to use CGI, but some things
right.
it's like, could you not have just like, I'm going back to it. Like, as I love that movie, but that beginning scene, it's like, could they not have done something? Like, how'd that make it all the way through that process? And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that looks good. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, good.
All right, we're good, Johnny. Let's add it.
I mean, they got to
Yeah, we're
the point
good.
where Bill Skarsgård could make
You
his
know.
eye crooked. They're going to use that CGI for that, and they're like, they told him that he's like, I can do that, so just let me do it with my own eye, make it fake. But I feel like
Right.
they could have done, like a
No,
what's the word? Practical? Is that what the word is? Practical effects? Yeah, they could have done practical effects
Yeah.
there, and it would have looked fine.
Well, CGI. Don't get me wrong. CGI is good if you use it for the good reasons, not like in Doctor Sleep, making the rooms, uh, turn sideways or upside down, or some of the scenes where she blows her back out of the uh, the glass in the store or something like that.
Yeah.
After she's like, "Get out of my head,"
Well, like when she got her
or
hand
I'm trying to
caught
think
in
of another
the
CGI
drawer, like
moment.
that wasn't CGI. Like that was like practical
Yeah,
effects, and that looked good. Like the only CGI that even stands out to me is
right.
just like their eyes. Like they would get that shine, which was cool. I mean, and the
Yeah,
steam
their
that came
eyes,
out.
and probably some in the hotel that was probably CGI from the
Oh yeah,
from the
I think
far
yeah, I think I
shots.
read that. Like they
You know what I
rebuilt
mean?
some of it, but then had
To
to CGI the rest of it.
Yeah, right. They had to. I'm sure they cut some out of the
Yeah, because who
original
expects
movie
them
and
to build an entire hotel?
digitally. Right. And
Right.
that's the good for CGI. Like if you have to paint a big picture of it and use it to get that illusion or bring back something from the early
Hmm.
80s, I get it. But
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
rely on it. Like it's
Yeah,
just another tool in the tool bag.
that's what you started with. Went right back to tools and tool bag.
There you go. My 855 subscribers. It's just YouTube is just another tool in my
I
tool
was like,
bag.
I thought you were saying you have 855 subscribers on here. I was like, holy crap!
Oh no. I I don't get the I get who follow
Well,
me
what
on
about
Anchor,
on like
but
Spotify?
it doesn't really
That's
show
where I
me.
get your stuff.
Yeah, I have the analytics on here that uh tell
Hmm.
me what outlet, who's listening to who. And my first podcast is got a lot of listeners. The the B.A. Lewandowski interview, it's got several listeners. It's up there with the first episode. The Jim Jones, I guess people didn't really want to
I
listen to
listened to
Jim
that. I thought it was
Jones without
interesting.
Jim Jones, so that one did.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like the podcast is just
Yeah, and
another
you
tool in
can't
my
please
tool bag.
everybody all the time. It's like we're talking
You
about
know?
with directors.
No, and I don't. Yeah, so you know, um, this is a passion project.
Yeah, it's fun.
Nothing crazy. I don't expect to blow up. I'm behind the power curve on everything social media.
Nothing wrong with
So
that.
I take what I can. My loyal my loyal fans, and I'm not like that. You know me. I'm
Oh, I don't
very
know.
humble. Oh, shut the fuck up.
You're having way too much fun with that thing. I said you're having way too much fun with that
Do
thing.
what? I love this. But yeah, I'd probably say we can wrap up Doctor Sleep, and then if you want to keep talking about other horror movies, you can. But I say The Shining, I'm going to give my rating a 9.8 out of 10, and then I'm going to give
9.8.
uh
Damn.
yeah, 9.8 out of 10, and then I'm going to give Doctor
No, what
Sleep
did
a
you give it
solid
9.8?
8.
Oh, The Shining. I think you gave Dr.
The
Sleep a
Shining.
9.8. I was like, damn.
Yeah. No.
I
Doctor
give
Sleep's about a solid
Dr.
8.
Sleep an 8.25 and Shining an 8.
I knew you was going to lowball The Shining.
I enjoyed Dr. Sleep more than The
I knew
Shining.
I knew you were going to do that. That's bullshit.
Maybe. Boo. Maybe
Who
it's because
this
it had
man?
maybe because the girl was a babe. I don't know. And she had a Irish accent. Yeah, she's a babe.
Rose the Hat?
She has a nice Irish accent.
Oh, she pissed me off. She
Well, I
pissed me
mean,
off. I did like the scene where what was his name? Crow.
Who?
What was his? What was her right
Oh,
hand man?
I don't know. Oh yeah, the crow. They
It
call
was
him the
Crow,
crow. Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. I like the scene where Dan, takes over her body in the
Oh
van,
yeah.
and yeah, that was a good scene. And he's like, "Huh, you're not wearing your seatbelt," and then makes him fucking hit the tree and he
Yeah, I like
dies.
that. I
That was a
haven't
good
felt this
scene.
hungover
I
for
think,
years.
yeah, he's like, "Fuck, I haven't felt this hangover." Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
who are you?" But yeah, I like that death
They
scene.
all
I'm glad
died.
that fucker died. I didn't like him either. Well, yeah, but I didn't like him either. I was especially after
Yeah,
he
that was a
killed her
dick move.
father in the kitchen.
And then when the girl had the
Yeah,
guy
that was
kill
really a
himself,
dick
like that
move.
was a nice guy. I like that guy.
Oh
He
yeah,
almost made it
yeah.
to the whole thing, and then she walked up for like an idiot. And,
I know.
uh,
Kill yourself. Blows his head off with a
we should.
30-30. I think I think that scene, the whole
Uh,
shootout scene, I honestly think they could have done
like what?
something different. I don't know. I just felt like that was an easy way to just take them all out.
Well,
It was too easy.
yeah. I mean, I guess because they've been living for so long, and then
You know what I
they
mean?
get tricked into going out there, and they all die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it was
think they
literally every
could have done
single one of
something
them,
different.
except for two. Yeah, the ones that they didn't even
Except for
talk through
two,
the whole
right?
thing. They killed all
Just
them off.
I didn't even know who they were. Like when they started picking them off, I was like, "Where did that one come
Apparently,
from?"
the guy with the glasses was the director's brother. Found that out. Yeah,
That
now we're gonna
doesn't
kill him
surprise me.
off. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, whoever that was. Yeah,
I'm sure he
I'm
did.
sure he probably got paid too. I wonder how much they get paid. How much do you make for a little stand-in part? Like, what's the paycheck look like? Do you get a percentage later
Nah, I
on
think
at how
when it
much
comes
the
to
movie?
percentages, I think the only the big name actors get to get a percentage of what the movie makes because that could be a lot of money. I think it's I think for some reason
Yeah,
in my head somewhere it's like if you are just on a show or something, they have to pay you. It's like I want to say it's 2,500 or something for like a small little part, but don't quote me on that.
yeah, but at the same time, it's like you were in a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
movie extra jobs get paid up to $180 a day as movie extra. But
so
that's as an
so
extra.
there
If
you
you have a
go.
speaking role, probably get a little bit more.
Could you imagine? That's like, oh, we've been filming for fucking 70
Yeah,
days, and I'm an extra for
it's
70
7
days.
grand, about 8 grand for 2
Yeah,
months of work.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, it's
bad.
4,000 a month. I'll take that. Hell yeah.
Same.
And let me have a speaking part. Don't kill me.
Well, I don't think
That's
the guy in
another
glasses had a
couple
speaking
thousand,
part.
right? Yeah, I
No,
don't think he
I think
said
he might have made
anything.
some noises as he was dying.
They probably paid him for it. I'm
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
in a movie one day. You watch. Yeah,
what?
I'm
Well,
gonna
yeah,
be in a
well,
movie.
like a horror movie or C.J. Graham gonna hook you up,
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be in a horror
or
movie.
the director guy from the last
Maybe.
one. That's how you get hooked up, is a director,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know.
That's exactly it.
Um, I know. I was talking to him about the Sid Haig documentary, and he said that if I was to see him at Horror Hound. Did you
I
listen
didn't
to it
listen
all
to
the
the
way
whole
through?
thing, no.
No,
I,
it's
I
fine. It's
listened
fine if
to
you didn't. But
like
he's
45
gonna
minutes
be
of
at
it.
Horror Hound. Yeah, him and Kevin, and I believe Tony. They're all
Am
gonna
I
be at Horror
the
Hound.
real question
They're
is am
expecting
I
to
going to
meet
be at Horror Hound? I
you.
don't know.
Are you gonna be there too? Hey, at this point, if something happens, I'm still fucking going.
Well, at least it's a
I gotta
kind
go.
of driving distance for you. I'm not closest.
So I gotta
Oh,
go,
I want to go. I
regardless.
want to go
You
really
know.
bad.
But they're uh they're gonna start taking segments. So uh Ben and Kevin, and I believe Tony might be involved too, are they're doing a documentary for Sid Haig. Like they're they've got the funds up. They're doing a documentary. It's gonna involve Sid's wife. And they're interviewing fans. Uh and it's gonna be like voice segments on the documentary. And he said, hey, he's like, Kevin's gonna probably be at the booth, but I'm gonna be around on the floor. I need about 100 segments to put into this documentary. I think he said 100, 150. And he's like, if you're gonna be there, I'm gonna ask you. We'll do a segment. I'll ask you a few things. What'd you think of Sid? What'd you think of him as a person? And I'm gonna put it in this documentary. So when it plays, your little voice clip is gonna basically be uh, played in throughout the documentary.
That would be
I was like,
cool.
oh man, that's awesome. I was like, if
Yeah.
it happens, it happens. Uh, I was like, that's awesome. You know, and Ben even said, hey, you keep doing these podcasts and networking like you are, uh, things will happen as far as movies, uh, making a film, editing a film, and he had a good point. He had some really good points. Um, but yeah, you're right. And that's just another tool in my tool bag. uh, to the social
Yeah.
network
Well, I don't know. I've got
influencer
that
type
kind of clout
stuff.
yet.
Well, I'm just I try to just remain humble about it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
and you also
I
have an
don't let it
advantage of
go to my head.
knowing JR, and I mean he can probably help you network with some people as well.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he
Yeah.
could.
So
He knows
you
me
have
and some stuff.
there's a lot of opportunity
You
there
know,
for.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of door openings
and you already did some on
and
your own.
I'm just
So
taking it.
I mean, you said you talked to Hey Graham and
Yeah.
director of that
I mean,
movie. I mean, that's cool.
yeah. And
I mean, I talk
I'll
to
just
Ed
take it
Gale
as
every
it
once in
comes.
a while. That's as far as I got.
Yeah, I still talk to him. I was actually
Because
on
you're
one
a
of his
military
live
guy. That's right.
feeds. Yeah. Yeah. Uh I'll have to
Okay,
find it and I'll
I
tag
would
you in
love
it.
to watch that.
Uh I was actually working 24-hour shift and I was watching one of his live feeds and he's like, "Oh, Audie," and he sends me an invite or something. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "All right." Uh, I gained like 3 or 4 different Facebook friends. Some random strangers added me and stuff that
Felt
way.
like a celebrity for just a little moment there.
Yeah. Well, I was in uniform and it caught me off guard because I didn't want to tell him no. I'm kind of in uniform, so I had to be like super professional. I was like,
Yeah,
you know
suppose he
what?
did.
Fuck it.
They
If
sir
I
and
get
all that kind of
scalded for
stuff. The
this,
little thing.
well, it wasn't so much that. It was just if it sways off in any
Mm.
wrong direction,
Yeah.
like political,
Yeah.
religion, you know, something to where someone can point a finger at me. It's like, look at this U.S. soldier
Mm.
talking all this shit in uniform. So that's where I had to be politically correct and not
Well, you didn't have to worry
myself.
about religion with him.
You know what I mean? No, yeah, he's
he's
atheist.
past atheist. He's like, if you say, "Oh,
Yeah, and
prayers to
he'll
you, I
tell
hope
you.
you get better," it's like, what? Prayers? How dare you?
Yeah. Oh, he blows people up. So, quick story. I was talking to him on the DM one time
Yeah,
because he would
he's done
hit
that a
me
few
up.
times.
Yeah. He just like, hey, Audie. I was like, oh, it's like, hey, hey, Ed, how's everything? Oh, we're doing good. How are you? He'd just go on and on. And then I was talking to him. I was like, hey, it's like, I'm probably gonna buy one of your autographs that you have, and show my support, and I'd like something, custom, you know, nothing crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll hook it up. Just go through the website. It's like, all right, cool. And then I was like, all right, brother. I'll talk at you later. And he's like,
Yeah,
I am not your brother.
like, okay, sorry.
You know what I mean? Like, just killed the mood. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh, I apologize. I tend to call uh someone close to me, my dear friends, I call them my brother because uh I feel like they're on that level. It's like, well, I'm not your brother. I didn't. You and I were not from the
Like,
same
I
mother. And he
understand
just
that.
went
You're
on,
not my brother.
like, total took a
Yeah,
360
I
dick
see him
pic.
do that a lot.
Right, like bipolar. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm
I mean,
not
I
like
try, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just thought it was
Like,
cool
calm
because, I
down,
mean, I
man.
grew up watching Howard the Duck. That was like my favorite movie growing up. So I was like, I'm talking to
Yeah.
like Howard the Duck. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I When I was talking to him, all I could picture was "Oh brother,
He's
where
in
art
that.
thou?"
I haven't seen that movie for
Are
so
you kidding
long.
me? He's he's Pappy O'Daniel. That is Ed Gale.
Oh, brother.
Pappy O'Daniel.
I don't remember
Pappy.
that at all.
Vote Pappy. Dude, yeah. And he even has a speaking part, and you could tell it's voiced over. And he's like, vote for Pappy. He's like, says some little
I need to
verse.
watch that. It's literally been like I haven't seen that since it
Yeah.
like came out.
Yeah, he's in it. I believe on that live feed, I think it was. I asked him how was it working with George Clooney, and he was like, "Oh, he's amazing."
I'm looking at pictures right now.
I've asked him.
He has a broom.
Yeah, he's on there.
Wow. He's on Baywatch too.
Yeah, he's starting a
As
lot of
all
them.
I care about is Howard the Duck. Come on.
Oh my god.
Howard the Duck is amazing.
No, I agree.
Oh
It,
my god.
it was an okay movie.
It's a 9 point. It's a
It
nine point
wasn't
eight.
that great. Oh my god. The fuck out of here. It was okay.
No,
Not bad for
it was like the first
a
Marvel
Marvel
movie.
movie.
George Lucas is a
Marvel
George Lucas movie.
did an okay job. Howard the Duck.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I could
another
talk about that one
podcast.
forever.
Yeah.
We can get Ed Gale on.
Talk about a lot of.
I
I
guarantee
probably
he would do
could.
it. Yeah.
No, I know he would.
Yeah.
That'd be easy.
Right.
It'd be nothing. I want to get I've just been too lazy to text him, but CJ
Yeah, that'd be
Graham.
cool. I get that star power.
I think that would be cool.
You
I think
get your
think
buddy
talking to
Christopher
him just
Sabat on here. Sabat.
it's Sabat. No, he's a little above my I can't just
Well,
text him.
I did. I texted him
uh,
with JR's phone after he told me it was okay to text him.
yeah. But I think and it's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna get
Yeah, that'd be
CJ
cool. I mean, even I know who that is.
and talk to him. Yeah. I like CJ because he's very humble. He didn't
Is
let
he
it
a
go to
vet
his
too?
head. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Well, how could you
Yeah.
possibly
He's a
let
veteran.
being Jason get to your head? No one knows who you are. Like Kane Hodder is. I mean, I met him once, and
That's true.
he was nice.
Yeah, I think his fans has really, I don't want to say pumped his head up, but I think his fans make him more glorified than what he really is. I think Kane Hodder's very
Yeah, he's a
humble,
nice guy.
and he loves his fans.
Yeah,
He loves his fans, and I'm
right.
not talking bad about him. I'm saying
No,
his
I
fans.
get what you're saying. Like
You know what I mean?
he himself is
Kind of
fine,
like the Robert
but
England fans.
fans make him better than he is.
Right.
Yeah, like
Like
I've
he's
heard Robert
super
England's
humble.
like a really nice guy too. So
You know what I mean?
it's the same thing.
He's overrated. Not Robert England
Right.
himself, but his
I
character is
agree.
overrated. And his fans are ridiculous. It's like arguing with him is like arguing
Well,
with an
what's
anime
worse,
nerd.
people like that or people that think Jason could kill Pinhead in a fight? Yeah.
You talking about Del Sylvia? That dude thinks that Jason is immortal and
Oh my god.
nobody could kill him. Him and Corey. Like, I got into an argument with him too about it. It was
Yeah.
mostly Dale. I was like, he's a fucking worm. I was like, which movie was Jason a worm? And then I was like, in my I add, he went into
He
outer
did go to outer
space.
space.
You know what I mean? I was like, get the fuck out. I was like, Pinhead would straight up destroy
I think even funnier is the
fucking
ones
Jason.
that said that Michael Myers would beat anybody. It's like, dude, he's literally a human. Like, he's a very strong human, but he would lose to everybody. But honestly, like, it's just stupid. Like, yeah,
No,
Michael Myers would fuck them all up. It's like, no, he would not. He would lose to every single one of them,
no,
especially
I agree.
Pinhead. Like, come on.
I honestly think Pinhead is and it's not because I'm a big Pinhead fan. The only three Pinhead, well, Hellraiser movies was 1, 2, and 3.
And
That
those
was
are the
worth
ones I've
any.
seen.
So yeah, I think Hellraiser would probably wax the floor with Jason. I know a lot of people uh, speak highly of Jason and how he's pretty much a worm in one of which one was it? I think it was
You think I remember
Jason.
freaking Friday the
There's
13th?
so freaking many of them. They're like fucking watered down. I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's watered down too.
Hell, I heard the last one was pretty good though. So,
No, I like the last
beginnings or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like what they did with that last one because it took it to a different uh, era or time, before all of it happened.
Yeah,
Unlike,
I didn't see the most recent one, but
yeah,
wasn't it just
unlike,
called Leatherface? That what it's called?
yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
just Leatherface. At least they tried to take it to a different approach, opposed to the same fucking story. Some mass killer killing teenagers that have unprotected sex and do drugs and
Yeah, but in the end, I mean, Jason's a zombie. Michael Myers is a guy. Texas Chainsaw Leatherface is a guy. So how is Pinhead gonna lose to any? But then again, Pinhead did lose to a girl, didn't he? Technically,
um
but none of those guys are figuring out the whatchamacallit.
I think it was more or less the box itself. The box is what possessed a lot of the power.
What do they
Like,
call
I don't
that?
know.
Isn't there a word for it? Like the something
Yeah,
something?
I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think out of all of them, Pinhead has the most sadistic powers of them all. There's fucking shoots chains at you and rips your soul apart.
I'll tear your soul apart.
I'll tear your soul apart.
You sound like a redneck pinhead.
Yeah. Let me go to this one. There we go. I'll tear your soul apart. Josh, are you in there? Hello?
I'm not in the closet.
It's me, Jesus.
Jesus is a big black man.
Oh. We're going to have to do a podcast where we use those segments.
Just all the voices and the looking for everybody in the closet.
Yeah. We'll call that segment In the Closet. Like we'll do little skits like Little Johnny.
Mom? Hey, hang on, let me open the door. Mom?
That's so weird.
Are you in there? Dinner's done.
That's so weird.
And then we'll go over here. Mom? Hello?
Alvin? You in there?
Oh, Mother?
God.
But yeah, we'll call that segment In the Closet.
It'll just be a half hour of that.
Yeah, I'm just
Hello?
Josh. Hello?
Oh my God.
It'll be Post Malone. Let me see if I can do that one. Hang on.
What?
Yeah. Or
Auto-tune.
yeah. Kanye. No.
That's a little
T-Pain.
Kanye. Kanye does it too.
It'd be like this.
So you have to sing a little.
It'd be like, hey Josh,
Yes.
are you in there? Yeah.
Oh my God, I want an auto-tuner so bad, you have no idea.
But yeah, we'll do that segment.
I used to have my voicemail auto-tuned, and it was the best voicemail I've ever had, and I haven't had a chance to be able to do it since.
And it's never been right ever since.
It was great.
It's
I need to get. I need
awesome.
I could do that with. I would do it all the time.
So, I also have an app on my phone that it's called Tap a Phone Call, and I've been experimenting with it. And lately, I've been getting a bunch of spam calls, and I jumped on this thing, and I recorded some of it. I went through the little kid's voice, and I was messing with some lady about college aid. It's pretty funny, actually. I feel like I need to push that out there, and it was funny.
You need to just do the
'Cause
whole
I
thing in
used it-
auto-tune. I don't want your shit.
And I don't want your shit.
It makes you
Don't
sound like
arrest
a
me.
legit singer. It's crazy.
Yeah. Don't arrest me for giving you my credit card number. I don't want to go to jail, Mr. Habib. You fucking dick.
Oh my God, my face hurts. Oh,
Well, what I can do is we can have we'll call it the auto-tune, what could it be? The auto-tune read from a children's book segment.
you could do like the whole thing in auto-tune and it'd be amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to pull up a children's novel. What do you think? Let's just test it out. I mean, we're at the end of this podcast. I figured
Nobody's
maybe
listening at this point.
whoever's made it to this point, this is good shit. This is good content. And if you didn't make it to this point, then fuck you.
two
Um,
2.5 hours. You can like use your whole work day just listening to this one podcast.
so, what about Little Red Riding Hood? Little
I just think it's funny you
Red.
talked to me. Ours is longer than you and like a legit Hollywood director.
Right? Like someone that. That's the way it is, man. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Should I just put novel? Like, is it gonna give me a free novel?
Oh, you're trying to look
Did
it
I
up
do that?
online?
Yeah, just the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna test this out. This is Little Red Riding Hood and Auto-Tune.
Or just find,
Should I add
to make it short, like find like nursery rhymes, so that it's
like
shorter.
Dr. Seuss?
Well, no, that's a book. Like a nursery rhyme, like Jack and Jill, those kind of things.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Nursery rhymes.
Need to find an auto tuner now.
Right? You can join me. Yeah.
It'd be great.
There's nursery rhymes. It's nursery rhymes. All nursery rhymes. Okay, hang on. What about Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Okay.
It's gonna be great. What is this? Like, why is it? This is that clickbait shit. Oh, here we go. All right. So should I add the echo? But does it sound good like this?
Yeah. Can
You believe the
By the
echo?
way, can you hear yourself? Just curious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can. All right, here we go. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. It's beautiful rhyme for. Oh wait, no, that's.
Oh my god.
Hang on. What the? Oh, here we go. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, that lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. And so the teacher turned it. Wait, what? So the teacher turned it out, but still it
God.
lingered near and waited patiently about till Mary did appear, switching it up. Why do? Wait a minute. Here we go. Why does the lamb love Mary so much? The eager children cry. I sound like a church sermon. Why Mary loves the little lamb, the teacher did reply. You know what's funny is I've never read the actual whole story of Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I didn't know it sounded like that. Like, I thought it was like Mary had a little lamb, I don't know. What story did I just read? It's the lyrics.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. It didn't sound the same, but it still sounded amazing. That was a hit, number one hit.
Did it make your ears come?
It did. I was literally crying, laughing.
You're welcome.
I'm surprised you haven't used that in the group chat yet.
I should. It seems like the only one that gets kicks out of it is like me and you. No one fucking leaves the little laughing thing on there. It's like, shit, I know Josh will like this. So. I know he'll appreciate it.
Yeah, Daryl never lasted either of us.
No.
It's like,
Fucker.
whatever.
Mm,
JR didn't say it, so
but
it's not funny.
so yeah,
I need to
it was
I need to get an auto tuner as soon as I can.
there you go. Get you an auto tuner. Come join me. We'll sing church songs together because that's what it sounded like to me.
I'll read
It sounded
I'll
like
read a
T-Pain.
chapter from Stephen King book.
Oh God. I'll read first chapter
Oh my
of The
god, I had
Shining.
so much fun with that.
Today is the day.
What's sad is like, I mean, there's people that get like #1 hits with that.
Yeah, off this bullshit. I could do this. I can legit record a song and then make it a hit. Like
Because it makes you
I could
sound
make
like
up
you're
some
good.
random ass rap.
It makes you sound like you have a really good voice.
Yeah. Uh-huh. How's that song go? I want to sing that song. T-Pain.
Which one?
What song is that?
T-Pain?
Yeah, what's that song where he's like, uh-huh.
Oh, that one. T-Pain.
Uh-huh.
Well, he has a lot of songs.
Bartender.
Oh.
That's what it is. Watch this. This is gonna be epic. I hope whoever's listening to this, I hope they appreciate my freaking my pain. Let me see if I can. I'm probably gonna get kicked off at Anchor for doing this, but whatever. Uh-huh. Auto-tune. Listen.
Sounds like you.
Sound like shit. Yeah, it did sound like me. Uh-huh. I'm gonna actually sing it.
Auto-tune sounds the best when you like go through a whole bunch of notes.
Yeah. Which one? This one? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, that one sounds good.
No, like if you go from like low to high, back to low.
Like, uh-huh.
No, like one.
Hooked up with a girl last night, so I went to the club. I can't do this. Uh-huh. I'll just do that. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I missed my mark. I can't keep up. How do these guys do it? He's made us drinks. We drink them. Got drunk, and then I think she thinks I'm cool. She gave me a wink. I winked back. And then I think that we hit it off something proper like I like bartender.
Oh my god.
I need to quit it.
I'm
I'm gonna get kicked off a fucking Anchor on it.
I really haven't worked this hard in a long time.
Yeah, you're welcome. That'll be 30. That'll be 37.50.
Like how we've gone. What happened to this podcast?
Well, like I said, this is the end of it. If you've listened to it this far, then you are a solid supporter.
2.5 hour long podcast.
I don't think it's gonna be that long once I cut and edit this.
Please leave the singing in though.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave that in there. I'm going platinum with that shit. If I could sing, I'd sing that whole thing. I just can't keep up. Uh-huh.
You can practice in your off time.
Yeah. I'm on.
I need.
Well, actually,
how much did the whole thing cost that you got?
so I think it was like 120. So
I
you
just
can
want the
use your
auto
phone.
tuner.
Well, you're gonna need the whole setup.
Well, I just want the auto tuner.
Shit. It was like 120. It comes with the mic, the mic amp, and then you got your control board, and everything hooks into it. And this cord right here goes into, which I'm coming from an iPad. Like my phone is not hooked to this one. I have an iPad,
Mhm.
but you can hook it to your phone and do all this. Like none of this is coming from a computer. None of it.
It was 120
The only
bucks.
thing that's hooked to a computer is the USB that's powering the soundboard because I'm too lazy to run a cord to the wall.
So,
I think it's like $120. I think it might be less than that.
yeah,
And then,
I don't want to spend that much just to play around with auto tune, but that's
yeah,
all I'd be
I get
doing with
it. You've been making phone calls to your boys.
it. Hey, what's going
Hey,
on?
it's Josh. Just calling to check in. Yeah.
Just calling random people just so I could use it.
Like, Melissa, it's Josh. I know we dated 10 years ago. But I just wanted to say what's up.
Just call
So, what's
to
up?
work and just say I'm just kidding. I just wanted to use this.
Be like, I'm going to call in. I'm going to call you, bartender.
I hope you listen to this after we're done because you'll
Oh, yeah, I
laughing
will.
your ass off.
I'll listen. I don't give a shit. Like, what are they going to do?
Oh my goodness.
If anybody listens to it, it's just me and you. I don't care.
Yeah, like I said, if somebody made it this far, then good for you.
Right?
5
Like,
gold
thank
stars.
you. Thank you for supporting us. Like, I plan on having Josh on here a lot because I feel like when it's just solo, it's so much harder to do them solo.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to kind of have a script.
You do.
Yeah,
You do have to write your key points, and it's hard to stay on topic.
yeah.
Hell, it's hard for us to stay on topic.
We've devolved so far.
Yeah, but
Look at this
at least
serious discussion of Dr. Sleep and kind of horror movies, and now we're auto-tuning T-Pain.
now I'm singing bartender.
What are you
How we
gonna
get
label
kicked
this as? Like Dr.
from
Sleep, T-Pain.
yeah, I'm gonna put a lot in the description. It's gonna be great. I hope people really listen to this one. I know it's long, but it's worth it.
And we made a lot of good points at the beginning.
Oh yeah, we got our point across, but boys will be boys. Isn't that right, Todd?
Yeah, that's right. I wonder if I can auto tone this.
No, it won't let me auto tone those. Be
God.
like,
Ugh.
Jesus, I'm coming to you to tell you I'm sorry.
I like the beginning of a Christian song.
It'd be Christian goes auto tune.
Sounds like it'd be like a Christian, like
It'd
old.
be like this. It'd start off like this. Jesus, I have sinned. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my face. It hurts.
Yeah, I could do some damage with this thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start prank calling and recording it, and uploading it.
You need to use it in the chat.
Well, you would be the only one that would freaking appreciate it.
I think JR would laugh. I think JR would
You
laugh.
think so?
Like if he asked the question, like, do you think people would dig this signing? He'd be like, I
Ooh, yeah.
think they would.
I think it was Sam. Yeah. Let me soothe your eardrums. Let me soothe all your ear pussies and make them come. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, baby. Ooh, baby.
That's all you got to do. It's great. Oh God.
Well, I say we end the segment off of
I
this.
think so.
Josh, it was nice having you. I plan on having you more. I feel like you complete this podcast because me doing it solo, it's great and all, and it's hard, but I think from here on out, I'm gonna have to have you on here.
And I think you need to end the segment with that "Just the Two of Us" song by Will Smith. Just the two of us.
Do you want me to sing it or
No. Like add the clip.
Oh,
I need to sing. I think we're good at singing.
all right. I'll add just the two of us at the end of this segment. Just for you.
You have to change the name of the podcast to "Just the Two of Us."
I don't know if it'll let me change it again. I've already changed it. Fucking Anchor's probably like, this motherfucker. So it starts off with the Shining intro, and then it's going to end with just the two of us. It's classic. We can make it if we try. And it'll be like the old one, too. Like
The old 70s
the old
one.
classic. Yeah. Fuck 'em.
I'm expecting that. I hope you do it.
No, I got you, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna add it in. Like I said, if it's just us two listening to this shit, I don't fuck.
Oh my God. Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna get off here. Enjoy this outro song that I'm gonna play after I say thank you, Josh. I plan on having you again.
I'll be here.
If you've made it this far, listening to 5 to 1 podcast with your host Audie, special guest Cranius Maximus. Signing off. Until next time, I'm sure next Monday it'll probably be me and Josh again, if anything else. And tell me what y'all think. Leave a comment in the Audie the Box Auditor Facebook page. That's where I use my open forum for any, I guess, suggestions. That's all I have. Thank you for tuning in. Josh, you got anything?
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
You and I.
All right, man.
Okay.
Peace.
Adios.
Just the two